Hey, greetings, everybody. Hey, Brian here from Deckard and Company. And in today's live chat, well, I've been doing these live chats with no real agenda. But of course, I always give it a nice little topic. And today's topic is going to be kind of like the day, a day in the life of a website designer and developer, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, you get it, because we have a lot of people out there that apparently want to be a website designer. And, because I've been getting some fun conversations lately, just talking about that, like what does it entail? I'm a startup, what do I do? Yeah, so it's been kind of an interesting few months, believe it or not. So let's see here. So once again, who am I? Brian Deckard. I am the owner, the designer, and developer here at Deckard and Company. We're a boutique marketing agency located just south of Tampa on that beautiful Gulf Coast of Florida. And yeah, it's good stuff. Now, this is pretty fun. Like I said, this is no agenda, so I'm just going to be on here shooting the poo. So if anybody comes on here that's live, um, hit me up because I'm trying to make sure that this thing's working, and I think it's working. So I'm going to go over here to the old YouTube real quick, just to make sure that we are in fact live. So just bear with me for 1 second here. Yeah, so it says it's live. Mute that. Okay, yeah, okay, so we're golden. We're good. All right, so first things first. So everybody's always asking, so what is it you do? Because I've got, we got a lot of clients here at Deckard and Company, and a lot of them don't understand, what it is, because they just see as a website, they don't understand what goes into actually maintaining said website. They don't understand that. None of them do, because all they see in their eyes is basically this. Well, I can go get an AI website done and don't ever have to worry about it ever again. Yeah, true. That's what they think. But in reality, we all know, especially if you have a website that was designed or even developed on WordPress, and it's not just WordPress, it's any of those CMSs out there. .NET Nuke, Joomla, Drupal, there's a bunch of them. You have to actually do something to maintain that. And that is why you pay those ongoing maintenance fees, which range from $10 a month, up to, let's say, $250 a month. It just depends on what kind of a package you got as a client. We have packages, for people that are needing, like content updates. Our hosting and management is one fee. So for one low monthly fee, you actually get your website hosted on an incredibly quick server with security out the butt. Yeah, I'm all about security. And then you also, in that fee, all that's covered. But then I'm also going in there multiple times every week, multiple times, and updating any plugins that need to be updated. If there's a core file update, I'll get that updated, optimizing your database, backups, security, spam monitoring, all that. Yeah, it's pretty crazy on what I do. So what does my day look like? Okay, so really, my day consists of getting up in the morning. Yep, it's a rough one every morning when you're getting older and gray. So stumbling out of bed, whatever. Everybody works from home. So everybody in our boutique marketing agency now works from home, which is actually pretty cool. I was the last holdout. Didn't want to do it. Did not want to do it. But when I finally did it, yeah, I actually kind of liked it. And, thanks to COVID, this is where we're at today. But it actually works out pretty good. We were able to downsize our office. We still have one, downtown Bradenton, beautiful downtown Bradenton. So if clients ever want to meet in person or anything like that, well, heck yeah, we can meet in person. And I love still meeting in person. But to be honest with you, we very rarely go to the office because my clients either like to do virtual because they're busy, or one of us will go to their place of business. It's that simple. We just try to make it as easy as possible for the client. Client just has to ask, hey, can you come to me? Well, of course we can come to you. So my mornings start at 9 o'clock, which most businesses start at 9 o'clock. My first hour is usually just, I usually don't schedule anything until 10 o'clock. That's because my 9 o'clock hour is nothing but answering emails, going through my emails, and all that good, happy stuff. And then my second hour, going from 10 o'clock on, and believe it or not, I get a ton of freaking emails. Yeah. A lot of them are baloney, but we have to sort through them as best we can. But my second hour starts, were there any support tickets that were put in? So we monitor support tickets all the time. So if there was anything urgent that popped in that 9 o'clock hour, it would be taken care of in that hour. So that's the cool thing with our support ticket system, So I think that works out pretty good. So, so the 10 o'clock hour is usually just going through all of our, updates, basically, support tickets, people wanting content updates and stuff like that. It's fairly simple. Our clients know that you're not just a number with us. So our ticket system is pretty easy. And I try to get everything completed, as soon as you submit that support ticket. So I'm not leaving you hanging. So I have a high or an urgent ticket, that you have to pay for, to jump everybody in line. But like I tell everybody, don't pick one of those, because in reality, your update will be done that day. So unless you need it done within the hour, that's the only time you really need to choose that higher urgent ticket. So yeah, and I tell my clients that all the time, just submit your support ticket. Normal is fine because it will be done in that hour, usually. So unless something blew up or, some crazy things going on, which, can happen. But I'm pretty good at fixing stuff quickly. The client never even knows whatever happened. It's pretty good. That's the beauty of having someone who knows what the hell they're doing, that's not using you as a guinea pig. Yeah. And that gets frustrating. Okay. So, hey, I see I got me a love. So that's a good thing. So at least I'm out there getting it done. Okay. So, that's kind of the day in the life of a website designer. And then after that 10 o'clock hour, it's on to the projects. So I usually will have up to 3 projects going at a time. I don't go above that because it just gets too overwhelming, but I like to have 3 going because I'm definitely I've got that. Let me see if I can, go this way. That little sign right there. Yeah. So I get bored of things, right? So I have to go from one project to the other. And that just simply just keeps the old brain flowing and keeps me busy, right? But it's nice because I can jump from one project to the other and not get so tunnel visioned into one project. Yeah, so I like to keep about 3 going at a time. Um, there's a waiting list, which is awesome. We're busy, and that's a great thing. Okay, so that's pretty much the day in the life of a website designer and developer. Yeah. So it's pretty cool. And the main thing is just taking care of my clients. They don't see what goes on in the back end and the stuff that I like to do for them. And like I said, most of the time they have no clue what it is I'm doing for them. But rest assured that I'm logging into your website multiple times a week. It's pretty crazy, the amount of updates and stuff that goes on out there in the world. Okay, so let's move on to another little subject, which is I actually just discovered this, believe it or not. So, Canva. We're going to talk about Canva. Everybody always talks about, well, can I do my own graphics and stuff? Well, of course you can. There is a wonderful tool out there that there's a free version, which does a ton, but I would always recommend going to the pro version or the paid version because you get so much more. But one thing that I just found out, and I'm sure it's probably been there a while, but I'm gonna show you. And let's go over here. So what I want to show you, and we're actually going to go from my website. We're going to click over here to this right here. Okay. All right. So this is what a canvas looks like. I've chosen to we're going to create an 800 by 800 graphic. So this is kind of cool, but actually let's make this a little bit bigger because we're going to post something to, let's say, Instagram, which Instagram loves 1080 by 1080, right? That's a great size for an Instagram post. So we're going to come here and we're going to change this to 1080. 1080. I'm going to choose it. There it is. And we're going to resize this design. Now, the canvas doesn't look any different. However, it is actually 1080 pixels wide and 1080 pixels tall. So it's a square, right? Okay, so let me show you what I discovered. I'm pretty sure by total accident, and I've seen this thing a few times, which I'm like, what the hell is this? Okay, so what I'm talking about, yeah, I'm kind of nerdy. I get it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here. We're going into projects. I'm going into Deckard and Company, into the images. I'm going to choose this funny image right here. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take this image, and what we're going to do is we're going to kind of square it off a little bit. Right? Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drag this sucker until it fills up that square. And there I am. Yep, that's me in the mornings. That is me in the mornings 100%. Yeah, that and my back's hurting and my knees are hurting. Yeah. Yeah, sports, go sports. Yeah, but you do pay for it later in life. Okay, so what I want to show you is this crazy little... So notice my shirt. I want to change the color of my shirt. So I'm going to click on the image, and you see what pops up here at the top. It's this little color palette. I'm going to change this blue to one of my brand colors, which is this dark magenta. Well, look at that. Look at that. You can change the color of your clothing. Is that cool? Or hold on, is that cool? Yeah, that's pretty crazy. Yeah. And this is Canva. I'm not sure if that is a pro or a paid little thing. I'm not 100% sure, but that is just downright awesome. That is just downright awesome. Yeah, just the ability to change your shirt color. I mean, that's pretty cool. I can change it to this color. These are my brand colors. I can change it to my teal, to my lighter teal, my purple. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, uh, that's pretty cool. Yeah. Nerding out here. Nerding out here. Okay. But this is a great tool, that whenever you're doing your social media, get a Canva account. Like I said, you can get it for free and you can create your own graphics. They've even got templates to do, to help you along, to get you started and stuff like that. But it really is all about getting out there socially, and choose your social platforms wisely. I guess that's what we're gonna talk about right now, real quick. Is people always ask me, what social platforms do I need? And then they start listing off. I think I need to be on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, which is now X, and then they're talking about LinkedIn and Pinterest, and I'm like, whoa, what's going to serve you the best and what's going to get you the best return on investment, I guess you could say. So, and the investment being your time, but you can also, when we talk about investment, talk about your ad spend, because eventually you're going to want to start advertising your business, your organization, what have you, on social media. Most people in the world have a Facebook account. So more than likely, you're definitely going to want a Facebook account, that Facebook business account. So that's one thing you're going to want. And then depending if you're a business to business type of a business, you're going to want LinkedIn probably. So there's different platforms for different things. So you don't want to start going down the rabbit hole of being on every single social media platform, because some of them just aren't going to work for you. And that's just a matter of fact. So choose your platforms wisely. If you need help, ask a professional. They will be able to guide you in the right direction on where to, I guess, prioritize your time, which is kind of a cool thing. Okay. So yeah, I'm kind of loving this Canva thing. It really is pretty cool. So real quickly, I want to go through, let me get it pulled up here and the reason. So I just added a few projects that we've completed, and I just wanted to give them a shout out. So with that being said, let's go here. Okay, so on our website, and this is what you should do to every designer or developer, because you're gonna get so many people telling you that they can help you with their website, and they're gonna try to migrate you to them. That's what they do. Because their services are so much better than yours. I get it all the time. Everybody gets it. I'm lucky enough that I have a very good client base, and I try not to take that for granted. However, there's always those few, and you have them in the back of your mind, that are always, ready to go, where they think the grass is greener, and it's never greener, trust me. But with that said, let's go take a look at a few of these websites that I just added over the weekend, actually, because I was kind of bored. And here we are. So what I would always recommend is you always want to head over to whatever website designer is trying to coerce you into using them. Go into their portfolio and have them show you their portfolio. Compare their portfolio to their website. Because what you're looking for, you want to make sure that they are actually doing the work. They're not outsourcing you. Outsourcing sucks. It's a way that these so-called agencies or freelancers, they're charging you a premium, yet they're paying some person in overseas, let's put it that way, very little money. So they're pocketing all this money. They have no idea how your website's being built, how it's being designed or developed. They have no clue. And then you're going to find that out when you start having issues with your website and asking them. And more than likely, they're going to start pawning you off, ignoring you. I've seen it so many times, and it's terrible that they eventually drive you away. So always go to their portfolio and look at it and see what they've done. See if that's the style of websites that you are looking for. If it's not, then it's okay. Then find another designer that has a style that you are comfortable with and that you like, because not all website designers are the same. I have my style, the way that I like to do things. I've done it for, like I said, over 25 years now. And it just works, So look at their portfolio, see what they have to offer. So we're going to look at, I put 5 new websites up here for us to take a look at. Okay, first one's first here. We're going to look at Jackson's Prime Steakhouse. So we're going to go here. Now this one here is kind of still in development. There's a few pages that are coming soon because they haven't opened yet. Yeah, so we're going to take a look at their website here. So this is their website, Jackson's Prime, right? It's a prime steakhouse in Jonesboro, Tennessee. Yeah. And Troy and Lindsay, they're awesome peoples, and their restaurants are amazing. And here it is. So this is the style of website that we did. The hero section covers the entire browser, right? From top to bottom, side to side. That's the hero section. And it just kind of scrolls through some of their food and stuff like that. But as we scroll down here, you can see they're opening this summer, and it's like right around the corner. But it's pretty amazing. Yeah. So this right here is Jackson's Prime Steakhouse. They're amazing. Yeah. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. So, all right. So let's go back. And the next website we're going to look at is Blue Collar Roofing. Yeah. Okay. So right here, Blue Collar Roofing, and let's open their website. This is kind of a fun website because this was a redesign. So what I did, and Melissa, who's another wonderful person, she actually has a background in marketing. So this is actually kind of right up her alley. But of course, the design and development part of it's not really her forte. She designed their website before, which was on WordPress and all that stuff. So she was going down the right path. And you know how I always say, you need a website. You need a website, no matter what platform it's on. I will never fault anybody for having a Wix, Weebly, GoDaddy Arrow, whatever, Squarespace. I will never fault anybody for that. Because eventually what's going to happen is they are going to come to the realization that they're going to need a more robust website. So here comes WordPress, or some other CMS platform. Like I said, we do everything in WordPress. I used to do a lot of stuff in Joomla. I used to be one of those Joomla experts. Yeah, I hate that word, but I was very into Joomla, and I dabbled, of course, in .NET Nuke and Drupal. So there are other CMS platforms out there, but WordPress is the most used. It's huge. So with all that said, here we are with Blue Collar. So I took their denim look and just kind of, pulled it all together, pulled their header in, and I mean, it just looks pretty darn good. And then and then they have a mega menu. So what is a mega menu? So when I hover over this services here, you'll see it pops down. This is what we call a mega menu, right? So it's pretty cool. So that's a mega menu. Here's their front page. You can see they've got a lot of information, but a lot of good information. Yeah. So this is pretty good. This is pretty good. So if you're in the Bradenton area, Sarasota area, basically the Manatee, Sarasota County, and they also serve a couple counties around that. But if you're looking for a new roof or a repair or whatever, they are the peoples to call. 100%. These these folks are amazing. Yeah, they're amazing. They do phenomenal work. Phenomenal work. Okay. So let's go to our next one. So this one right here, I can't mention. Oh boy. Hold on. Sorry about that. There we go. It never fails when you get on a live. Somebody tries calling. It's like they know you're on a live, so they're going to call you anyway. Okay. So let's go into this one here, On My Perch. So On My Perch, this one, I can't mention the owner's name, obviously, because we're talking discreet stuff here. But the service that they provide is basically a behavioral observation. So are you feeling betrayed? Blah, you get the picture. This service is pretty amazing. It's cheaper than hiring a private eye to do it. This is like your first step, to discover if let's say your loved one is cheating on you or what have you. Yeah, this is pretty amazing. So this is the simple website that we put together for them. You can see here, yeah, it's right to the point. Great information. The services that they provide. It's all discreet. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. But here it is. It's a really, really clean website, and that's what she wanted. She wanted a very clean website. So, all right. So let's go back here, and the next one we're going to look at is the Hole in the Head Gang. Yeah. Okay. So these people are great. They do reenactments. So the Old West. That's where you get that Al Hoots, right? The Old West Living History Organization of Traveling Shootists. Yeah, this is fun. This was a fun website. Well, you can see it's all Westerny. It just looks like it's going to be a fun time. They do a train robbery. There's a train that goes through Parrish, Florida, and they rob the train. Yeah, that's right. They have a little town set up. It's called Periwinkle Junction. And as the train comes up there, it stops. And then they put on a cool little show. Fantastic. This thing's fantastic. So, yeah. So if you're ever in the area looking, here it is, April 26th, 27th. So they're going to be having more stuff come up. But yeah, this website here was just fun to put on for these guys. These folks were just fun. Okay, last but not least, we're going to pull up Grateful Hearts at Home. So it's a companion service. It's not healthcare. It is like that step before you have to go there. But this here, you can see here, it's homemaker and companion services. If you're in the Sarasota, Bradenton area, Miss Layla Fox is amazing. Her services are awesome. Yeah, she goes above and beyond. So if you're looking for, if you have a loved one that's approaching, that just needs some help at home, this is the one to go. Oh, hey, Wiki Design, how are you? So happy to see you guys pop on here. I'm just shooting the poo today. Just shooting the poo, getting some minutes onto the old YouTube. You know how that goes. But yeah, it's been pretty fun. So yeah, so happy to see you guys. Been watching all your stuff, and yeah, love it. It's good. That 3D stuff's pretty crazy. And I've still got my Mac. Yeah. Yep. I went out like I said I would. I bought one. I didn't buy the Mac Daddy yet, just simply because I wanted to give it a shot. Oh, yeah, I wanted to give it a shot, and God, I freaking love it. Yeah, it's crazy. So yeah, it's pretty crazy. So yes, my fourth, and check this out. Yeah, that's right. My fourth was great. I hope yours. How was yours? We went to some friends, had a good time, and and just had a great time. I had to get home before the boom booms because of Russell. But actually, Russell does very well with the boom booms, so it really wasn't that bad at all. And yeah, welcome to the club. Yeah, I cannot believe that I would like Mac as much as I am. And it, like you said, it took me about a week. It took me about 3 days to get comfortable with it. And then by the end of the week, it's like, oh yeah, here it is, here it is. So I've found all the little, I guess the technical stuff that I was used to in PC, and then I found out how to do it on the old Mac. So it's been a pretty crazy adventure with this stupid thing. But I do love the fact that I've got so much more room on my desk now without that gaming computer, which I still have. It's just sitting down off to the side now and just sitting there collecting dust until I figure out what the hell I'm going to do with it. Yeah. Yeah, yeah. All right, Barbara. So, yeah, I'm going to say that Mark was my final decision, which convinced me to try the Mac. Yeah. Yep, he told me that he that he borrowed yours, and phew, he was hooked. So I was like, "No, say it's not so." But I tried it. I did it. I went out that Monday, bought the damn thing from Best Buy's right down the corner, bought it, brought it home, set it up, and here we are. Here we are today. And I get to use this Ecamm, which here's the funny thing. I'm usually now streaming because of Ecamm allows you to do 4K. I usually have 4K streaming, but I figured because I haven't dumped it yet, I still want to dump it. LinkedIn. I still have a LinkedIn account. So I wanted to just stream to LinkedIn today just to see how it does. And yeah, LinkedIn sucks. They won't let you do 4K. So I had to drop it down to 1080, to 1080p, which is, of course, still, HD, but it's just not 4K, which I was like, are you kidding me? Yeah. So that was a little disappointing, and, but I was like, whatever. Yeah. So there you go. So I digress. So anyway, so yeah, so I just wanted to hop on here today and just kind of talk about what I do, on my daily stuff. And that was kind of fun to talk about. So if you all have any questions or anything like that, leave them in a comment. I always check afterwards and stuff like that. Oh, what's this? Oh, yeah. Well, it's still the same. It still sucks. It's terrible. I cannot stand LinkedIn. I still can't believe that I still have a LinkedIn account, because when we talked before about me dropping it, and I just get so busy that I keep forgetting. I'm a procrastinator. I am a procrastinator. Along with all this, yeah, I'm a procrastinator. So it's still full of bots. It's still full of crap. I still get email or requests every day from offshore people wanting me to outsource to them. I get the messages multiple every day. because they're too lazy to read your bio. But of course, they don't read anybody's bio. They just spam the hell out of you. So yeah, it's the same. And one of these days, I'm going to finally go. Yeah, I can't stand LinkedIn. Yeah, it's just gotten so bad. Oh, it's just so bad. But I am having fun on um, YouTube. My videos are starting, to get some views and stuff like that. My followers are slow, but I don't care. They'll come in whenever they come in. But I'm also having fun over on TikTok. TikTok's fun, and I just hired a girl who's young and hip and all that to do. Yeah, I might just do that today. I actually might do it today. You might not see me anymore on LinkedIn because this is just terrible. But yeah, so this new girl I hired, young, hip, she's well versed with all the social platforms. So she can do all the fun little crap that these people see and what they want when they hire a social media manager, which like we've talked about, that's one of the services that we offer that I absolutely hate. I hate it. It's just so volatile. The customers don't stick around because they don't understand anything. So it's a struggle. So you bring them in, you get everything starting to roll, and then oh, I don't want to do this anymore. And I was like, why? Because it's working for you, heaven forbid. Yeah, it's just unbelievable. And it was kind of funny the way, we'll get a client come in for our social media management, which I'm always happy to help. There's a reason I started offering it. It's because they needed help. But you bring them in and then they see what you're doing and they're like, I can do that myself. Well, then why didn't you do it in the first place? So it is quite funny when it comes to social media management. Or I actually just had a client drop our social management services because they found someone that in-house my butt. What it is it's a client of theirs and they're bartering. So it's one of those, well, we'll see how good this lasts, because as soon as that person gets irritated at their services, which I've seen several people get irritated at their services, are they going to continue to stick around and do it for a barter? Absolutely not. So then they'll start charging them. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. But that's the whole social media stuff. So going down that stupid path. Pretty crazy stuff. So I don't know if you guys are still on here, but talking about books. I always love when you guys talk about books that you've read and stuff like that. Yeah, and we're talking Wiki Design. If you get over to Wiki Design, they're freaking awesome peoples. So a book that I just reread and I've read this stupid thing, I can't tell you how many times. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Yes, that book is freaking awesome. So there's my book of choice for anybody to read. It's a great read. It's not very long, but it is a great read. And then, of course, if you guys haven't read it yet, A Walk in the Woods. Yeah, I'm still letting you. You still got to let me know how that book is. So anyway, so that's all I got for you today. I just wanted to get on here and just shoot the poo because I can and because it's fun. And I want to see this stupid thing on LinkedIn. But like I said, probably won't be on LinkedIn much longer because it just sucks. It's just terrible. I'm just done with the crap. So, you've read it. Awesome. So I hope you got, what'd you guys think of it? What'd you think of it? Because I think it's a great book, and I'm slacking on your reading. It's not good, but yeah. So I'm assuming you've read Rich Dad Poor Dad, because I love that. It's one of those books that you can reread. Because I'm not going to say you get lost in your ways, but it's a great little reminder of why you do things business wise, right? Because there are two different ways of looking at business. So it's pretty crazy, Do you want to be the sheep or you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what I thought. Yep. Awesome. Yep, awesome. But here's the thing: after you actually read Walk in the Woods, read it first, and then go watch the movie. The movie is funny. That's one of those movies that when I watched it, because we of course went to watch it in the movie theater, and it was so funny because Nick Nolte's in it. It's just hilarious. And there's parts in there where I laughed so freaking hard that I thought I was going to die because it's one of those you can't catch your breath. Yeah, it's pretty crazy stuff. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. So, but here's another. I love this Ecamm Live. I freaking love this thing. Yeah. So, thank you, Mac. Thank you, Wiki Designs, for giving me the direction to follow. You guys did good. All right. Well, I'll let you all go. Mark, Barbara, you guys have a great rest of your day. And on that note, I'm going to let everybody go. And do take care of yourselves. And one other thing. And here's another thing that I did. All right, here. If you haven't done so, subscribe to the channel if you like the content. You know the deal. Help a small business out. Doesn't cost anything. And it just helps a small business out. If you like our videos, in particular videos, be sure to give it that thumbs up. Got to conquer that algorithm together. All right. Well, there you go. Take care today and do behave. All right. Bye. See ya. Bye-bye.